Part of the RCMP's duty is to protect those people. They're under the VIP protection, and we will look after their security while they are in Quebec City at the summit.
We also help ensure that protesters are able to exercise their right to protest.
Probably my last mission within the RCMP, and now to have my son under my command, it was great.
We're talking about the largest deployment of dignitaries of the history of Canada.
Quebec City is home to over 750,000 people. Each year, over 5 million tourists visit one of Canada's most historic cities. This particular year, it is hosting the Francophone Summit, and 70 heads of state are expected to be coming, along with more than 3,000 delegates. Their safety is a genuine concern.
How many of you were here in Quebec City in 2001? At that time, I was OIC Supt. Yeah. Well, you probably realize there's no fence this time.
During the Summit of the Americas, the security fence was easily toppled by protesters, which led to violent confrontations with police. There were massive arrests. Many innocent people were injured. The RCMP is determined to prevent this from happening again. As is Jacques Tanguay. He was there in 2001 and is in charge now.
At that time, intelligence was really pointing to the fact that there'd be major demonstrations, violent demonstrations. Policemen got hurt, demonstrators were arrested. It was really violent. We learned from it. We have a team that has been around for the last 18 months preparing this event, and now we're in the middle of it.
Stop! Attention! Okay, there's 3 sessions here. The info session for the summit, accreditation, and the finance.
So this morning, today is the final briefing sessions. And for the rest of the week, we're going to do dry runs, according to the operation plan that we have developed for the last year. So there's going to be motorcades, bodyguards going all around Quebec City to prepare for those dignitaries that are going to visit Quebec City.
So did we pass the service road already?
Oh, service road will be just ahead on the right-hand side.
The Emergency Response Team, otherwise known as ERT, has arrived in Quebec to start scouting the official route of the motorcades, one of the most dangerous vulnerabilities of the summit.
The whole tasking for the emergency response team members that are here is to provide a tactical response for the delegates of the Francophone Summit. There is a lot of security here, a lot of other RCMP members here provide the tactical support, whether it be in the air, on the land, or on the water. The tasking of the Charlie teams right today and during the Francophone Summit will be replaced along the motorcade when the motorcades were moving from the airport into their sites where they were going.
If they take a last-minute turn down that road, you'll be able to cover them all the way down. Charlie 1's with Harper. Charlie 2 is with Sarkozy, so you'll be able to just jump into the back of their motorcade. Charlie 3 will be waiting for it.
So what we're doing is, before the summit now, we're just going along, looking at the site, looking at to see if there would be any threats. How would we get across an intersection? We're doing timings, we're marking all the spots in the GPS. So if we have to go help them in a situation, we know how long it's going to take, what's the best way to get there, what the mileage is. So when they talk, we know where they're going to be.
Another 2,500 members have arrived in Quebec to be part of the security force. One member in particular is the son of Jacques Tanguay. This will be the first time that father and son will have worked together.
Yeah, I think my dad's pretty happy that I'm here as well and being in Quebec for his last big event. He gave me my badge in March 2006. which was one of the biggest moments probably in my life. As for my purposes here today, I'm working at the Congress Center for Security for the Summit. Big moment for my dad as well for his retirement, so pretty happy.
The next few days will be exhausting for every RCMP member. In the next 48 hours, thousands of hotel and conference rooms need to be checked for explosives, as well as chemical and biological threats. Drivers, bodyguards, and site personnel need to prep all the motorcade routes with trial runs through Quebec City, and the operations center needs to be fully running. The potential threats are immeasurable. Will the RCMP be ready? Quebec City is hosting the Francophone Summit, and over 3,000 delegates from 70 different countries are coming. The last summit Quebec hosted was in 2001, and it got violent. Jacques Tanguay is the operational commander and has been preparing for this for over a year.
The planning of this operation has been going on for the last 18 months. So this system will also be used for the Vancouver 2010 Olympics. You have to create a team that will be able to deliver for the operation.
What our duties involved here are to secure each floor of the hotels or the sites that we're assigned to, the CBRN, the gas guys, the explosive guys, and you have the dogs, dog man who's going to be searching every room, plus our hand searches.
There are literally thousands of rooms that need to be checked, and there isn't much time.
We don't have that much time to execute our tasks, so we have approximately 5-6 hours to secure the whole hotel. It's very important to assure the security of the delegates that are assisting, because it's the reputation of our country, and if we can't ensure their safety, well, who's going to come and visit here? What kind of reputation is our country going to have if we don't do our job?
It's not just the hotels that need to be searched. The Congress Center in downtown Quebec is the main building where all dignitaries will be meeting. Every inch of the building must be investigated, again and again. Nothing can be missed.
We're looking for anything that looks out of the ordinary or that could be suspect. Our main goal, of course, is to look for any explosive devices, and usually the explosive devices would stand out.
Looking for any indication from the dog that we would have explosive material in the room. Once he starts to indicate and give me the body language that I would recognize as him recognizing an explosive odor, then what he does is he follows that odor to a location that's as close as he can get to the source. They'll last up to probably an hour per search, and I'd probably have to rest him at least once halfway through that. Hey, let's go, search. And so when he sits, that indicates to me that he's as close as he can get to the source of the odor. Excuse me.
It takes a toll because, of course, we're heavily equipped to protect for our security, and as well, we have to lift pieces of furniture to look underneath, and we're doing this for 12 to 15 hours a day during this event, so it can be very hard work. It is necessary in today's day and age because since 9/11, of course, the threats are imminent, and so we have to make sure we protect the important dignitaries that'll be here.
Right now, we are in the media center of the police partners with us. They're the RCMP, the Sûreté du Québec, and the Service de Police de la Ville de Québec, which are the three main partners in this endeavor, trying to explain and convey to the population of Quebec how they would be impacted. The whole focus of this has been to have as minimal impact as possible on the daily lives of citizens in the city of Quebec as well as visitors. So the messaging and getting all that information out is part of this group's responsibility. The people in this room are answering calls from the media, attending different locations to provide first-hand response to questions from reporters, clarify any misconceptions, and generally give information relating to Summit security.
Now that the sun has set, the motorcades are rehearsing pickups and drop-offs throughout Quebec City. Over 400 cars need to get from various locations to the opening ceremonies in 70 minutes. This is not an easy task, especially when pickups and drop-offs are happening all over the city.
So what we're doing now, we're staging to go for the official opening. Each motorcade has a rank. So we're number 47 out of 50 that we have to make our way. And we all have to come in the order 1 to 50. So it needs a lot of coordination because you're going from different hotels, different motorcades at different locations and staging area. So it's a big logistic. They're very special guests to the country, and for us it's important to take care of them. And we do it with pride, and you can see tonight that we're taking great care. This is probably the most critical moment right now, because if we don't have a good timing, it's not going to look good for our VIP when they get there, and you don't want that. Okay, motorcade, we're going to move a bit. They're kind of calling us as it goes. The car on the right is letting us go. Nice and slow, and we'll be stopping soon. After the bicycles, we're going to go.
This afternoon, 3,000 delegates and heads of state from 70 countries are arriving in Quebec City, and the RCMP are waiting for every single one of them.
One thing I wanted to say and make it very clear, you must carry this badge with you anytime you're on site. You have to challenge everybody that doesn't have one. That's your role. But just make sure you're a professional at all times. Well, right now we have approximately 22 delegates that are arriving today, and they'll be staying at the Chateau until the 19th. And part of the RCMP's duty is to protect those people. They're under the VIP protection, and we will look after their security while they are in Quebec City at the Summit.
In the middle of this planning building, you will find the Operation Center, what we call the Unified Command Center, where all the decision-making process is being dealt in, and this is the art of the operation here. Actually, we have around 200 cameras in Quebec City, so we're able to monitor not only the operation itself, the movements of the dignitaries, but also we're able, to monitor the traffic. So if there's a need, to move, to change the roads for the motorcades or to deal with any incidents that those cameras could present to us.
I am currently in the ceremonial room. For now, all our main challenges are to ensure that the individuals that will enter the room here are authorized. So if we do see any suspicious activity, then we can intercept individuals.
Today we're working on group training. This morning we're doing individual training with 3 separate troops working on their own thing. And this afternoon we're going to work together in an integrated fashion to tie our training together and make sure that we're able to work together and that we use similar tactics and maneuvers.
Left about wheel! Left about wheel!
Okay, so the tactical troops' responsibility is to protect dignitaries, internationally protected people. And our role is also to allow protesters to exercise their right to protest.
This is the troop. Our front line's what we call sticks and shields. We take our biggest and toughest for the front line. Back here, have our less lethal component of the troops.
This is a force-issue shotgun, and it allows us the ability to challenge threats at a greater distance.
This is our gas rank.
What we do is deploy gas to disperse the crowd or move them from one area to another.
Another component of the troop is our ERG, emergency response team, and they handle the lethal component for the tactical troop.
These options really are a last resort at an event like the Francophone Summit. You'll see a number of other police officers out doing perimeter security, and we would only be called in as a last resort.
Presently, we're pre-deployed to the Francophone Summit to deal strictly with CBRN events, so anything of chemical, biological, or radiological nature. We've got several bomb suits, some that are lighter in nature for CBRN environment. We've got several robots that are here, and they're basically to remotely deal with any incident that we have, any packages, any devices. The smaller one, the orange one, the Vanguard, it's called the Mark II, is operated via a laptop. The bigger one, the PETSCO, the gray one, is operated to a control that's using joystick. But there are several cameras on each robot, and for you to see what you're doing from a distance, naturally. If not, you would be going blind. We've got a little saying, if you see the package sees you, so there's always a danger of getting hurt. So we'll usually operate from inside the bomb truck. And for that, we need cameras, and the cameras are on the robot itself. Once the summit starts, we'll be basically on a response mode to any suspicious package, suspicious incident of CBRN E for explosive nature, and we'll just respond. And we might be called to, again, search more venues that are coming up or vehicles that were left unguarded for a period of time.
The time has arrived, and the delegates from 70 French-speaking countries are now arriving on Canadian soil. All the teams are in place, and the Francophonie Summit is officially about to begin. Everything is on the line. After months of coordination, the Francophonie Summit has officially arrived, and the planning has turned into execution. The streets of Quebec are now being controlled by police. Above, helicopters are doing security checks over the route for the motorcades. All is ready. The RCMP and its partners are now on full alert.
Okay, we're going to gate 25, which is just ahead of us. Oh, the red light should be on.
Quelle délégation?
J'ai l'Algérie, moi.
OK, l'Algérie.
Il y en a deux autres qui sont supposés d'être en arrière de moi, deux autres cortèges. OK. We're moving, nice and slow.
Double stack.
OK, S1, S2, double stack. 10-4, we're leaving the airport right now. We're still on the tarmac. We're exiting. 10-4, motorcade is moving, nice and slow. As soon as we get there, nobody talks.
While the VIPs are en route, snipers are on downtown rooftops, carefully scanning for any suspicious individuals below, constantly looking for threats from any direction, ready to take appropriate action if necessary. They must ensure these dignitaries are safe.
E1, F4, follow the lead from the front. We're going to the ramp.
The Ops Center is busy at work, monitoring every movement. Their eyes are on all 200 cameras that are spread throughout the city. Constant communication is the key, and now they watch and wait.
Allez-y, monsieur. There's always a bit of confusion when you get there, who gets in which car, but after that we're okay for the rest of the visit. They know where they sit, they know which car, the driver, and good work from everybody.
The operation has been running well. Everything is on the clock. There was no major incidents. Yes, we have to deal demonstrations, but nothing, that really got our full resources out. So, we're glad, about the situation. And now to have my son under my command, it was great.
There were no major incidents at the summit. History did not repeat itself in Quebec City because the RCMP understands that meticulous planning is the key to a strong defense. Stringent security and total professionalism have thwarted any and all threats. The RCMP and their partners have ensured peace, a matter of great prestige for Canada, but all in a day's work for the men and women in red.